stand by for lockup.
On his way to Indiana Boys School, a juvenile prison run by the Indiana Department of Correction. There, he would try to reverse a lifetime of delinquent behavior learned on the streets.
You ever lost a close friend?
Yeah, I've lost a couple close friends. See, when I was little, I used to be, I ain't gonna say outrageous or whatever like that, but I was like, I wanted to always try to fit in.
Nearly 5 years ago, Carlton and a friend attempted to rob a home. Carlton came dangerously close to the worst-case scenario.
I'm telling him, man, I don't even think we should do this, man. He's like, man, you got this wrong, and you gonna punk out on me, man? I'm like, man, I just don't feel right. So I left. I guess about 45 minutes later, police is all around the house because they've been watching. He tried to run, flee, or whatever. Police shot him in the back of the head. I'm thinking like, man, that could have been me, man.
Was he armed?
Yeah, he was armed. Both armed.
How old were you?
I was about 12, 13.
12 or 13 when you were armed?
Yeah.
These kids grow up so fast. It's unbelievable. And I try to put myself in their place. But really, I can't. I've never been through what they've been through. So that's hard. And I even tell them that. I don't know what I would do if I was in your situation. I don't know.
Carlton, you were 12. I have a 12-year-old. I couldn't even fathom him even having the thought of carrying a gun, robbing somebody, going into somebody's house. How did it get to that point where you wanted to do that?
I was out on the streets, like, I wanted to make a name for myself, man. It was a bunch of us, like, it was a crime-watch neighborhood, you know, drug trafficking, like, pistol carrying. It was just crazy. Like, it came to the point that I was almost dead.
I'm pretty convinced it's my last stop in the system because I see what it's like, man. This ain't what nobody want, really. You want freedom, that's what you want.
Ruby Herrera did not grow up on the streets or struggle with gangs. But a life of financial privilege hasn't spared her from prison. Over the past few years, Ruby's mother has made a habit of using the juvenile justice system to discipline her daughter, calling the police 7 times to have her arrested. Regardless of whether or not the arrests were necessary, Ruby's repeated stays at LCJC have finally landed her in Indiana Girls School, where she could remain for another 6 to 12 months.
My mom turned me in for everything that I've been in here for. Like, I went to juvenile for a runaway a bunch of times just because my mom called the cops on me. But I've never run away, ever. I mean, parents aren't always right. Just because your parents doesn't make them right. I am completely embarrassed to be here. My friends have never been in any place like this. My family's never gone to jail. No one. Like, right now, I'm an embarrassment to my family, to say the least.
But upon arriving at juvenile prison, Ruby had a lot more on her mind than what people back home were thinking of her.
The ride here, at first I was kind of nonchalant about it, and then once we actually got to the gates and I saw like the fenced-in place in here, my heart just dropped and I was like immediately scared. I thought I was gonna come here and they were gonna want to beat me up because I'm smaller. I just thought horrible things, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go back to the county, and I just started crying, and I did not want to do that.
Luckily for Ruby, the reality of life in girls' school did not live up to the horrors of her imagination. Most of this, she is spending her last and most important days of high school incarcerated. will be able to earn credits toward her high school diploma.
We have a regular high school, so a child can earn credits just like they would, in a normal high school.
If Ruby does well in her program, she can be released in as little as 4 months, in time to enjoy the last half of her senior year.
I'm going to school here, but obviously it's not the same. And my friends are actually writing me, telling me about how they're taking their senior pictures and their SATs. A lot of kids are like, oh, I hate taking tests and SATs and applying for colleges, but, I mean, would you rather be in prison?
Have any other questions before we arrive?
No, ma'am. Are you relaxed now? You're a little anxious, nervous?
Carlton's trip to boys' school is nearly complete, and as they drive through Logansport, Indiana, the reality of what he is about to face is beginning to sink in.
I'm a little nervous because this will be my first time going to DLC, but I feel I'm a big person, so I can get it over with.
As soon as the transport
What are you
van
doing,
pulls
Kenya?
into the Sally port, Carlton will be under the jurisdiction of the
Kenya,
Indiana
bird.
Department of Correction.
Carlton out. Security officer is going to take him, put him against the wall, frisk him, and then we'll give him the paperwork. We uncuff him, shackle him, and then we sign and leave. We say goodbye and good luck, Carlton. See you at the mall. Wake County with 1. That's a lot of people out of it, Pete.
Carlton will stay at Logansport for 14 days. In that time, he will undergo a complete psychosocial evaluation, which will determine which juvenile prison will oversee his treatment.
At the end of the 2 weeks, the counselor does a report on his whole history. And they will make recommendations about what criminogenic behavior they're going to recommend that be addressed at the next facility. And he'll actually be participating in his treatment. He'll be expected to talk about basically what led him here and how he's planning on changing his behavior.